Aloha folks, and welcome to today's video. Today I want to talk a little bit about quality and quantity. Because it's not quality or quantity, we always need to find a balance between the two. So to give real life examples, I'm going to talk about my smoothie supplement use and compare it to my roommate's smoothie supplement use. So I personally have two powders that I use in my smoothies, and I'll use maybe a tablespoon or two total. And just for your reference, it's barley grass juice powder and spirulina powder. My roommate, on the other hand, has one powder that she'll use. Again, she uses 1 to 2 tablespoons. This powder, on the other hand, has 50 ingredients, which include spirulina and barley grass. Although I think hers is just barley grass powder instead of barley grass juice powder. But it also contains things like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, brown rice powder, chia, all sorts of stuff, peanut butter extract, whatever. Whatever you consider a superfood probably has acai and other things too. I don't remember. It's 50 freaking ingredients. How the hell am I supposed to remember that? But anyway, let's just say the quality of each of those ingredients is the same as the quality of my two ingredients, because we're already saying that we use the same quantity, 1 to 2 tablespoons. And it's not like I watch my roommate that closely. I don't actually know how much he uses every single time. Doesn't matter. So anyway, when we take certain things in, we need to recognize that each of these ingredients, no matter how similar they may seem, no matter how similar the minerals and vitamins and nutrients that they contain, no matter how similar they may seem, each one has its own fingerprint. So the vitamin C from a gala apple is not perfectly identical to the vitamin C coming out of a Honeycrisp apple. There's a reason they taste different. And that contributes to the minuscule, almost homeopathic differences between the nutrients that they provide. So that's just within one species, the apple. You've got different varieties, but now we're talking cross species. You know, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, they all have vitamin C, but they all behave differently. The question is, do they work together? Do they work in tandem? Not always is the answer, not always. So when you consume things, and I drink celery juice every single day, and if I'm out in the desert, camping, wherever, it's probably just going to be cucumber juice or plain lemon water. It's important to understand that when we take things in, they immediately begin working in the mouth. So I can gargle with celery juice, and it will actually speed up any mouth wounds or sores that I may have. So whenever we consume things, we have to understand that they begin working immediately. And the way that they work is almost like a lint roller, or if you were trying to clean up the carpet with a piece of tape. So you use the lint roller and you have the sticky stuff and you immediately start picking things up, right? Because I'm talking about smoothies, I'm talking about supplements. These are things designed to cleanse us. These are things designed to remineralize us, right? So it begins right away. It's right at the start, especially the cleansing aspect. I'm going to focus a little more on the cleansing aspect, and that's why I'm using the lint roller analogy. You begin with the lint roller, and you get so far, and the whole thing is completely covered, and there's no more sticky stuff. There's no more sticky surface available. There's no more real estate available for it to pick up anything more. Same thing if you're trying to clean an entire carpeted room with tape. You know, maybe there's something that you need to pick up specifically with tape that the vacuum cleaner is not using or not able to pick up for whatever reason. My point is, if you consume a large amount of 1 or 2 ingredients like I do, they're going to have the longevity to go through the entire body or more of the body to be able to pick up and absorb things And they're going to have, because there's a greater quantity, you're going to have more longevity again to be able to distribute nutrients. And like I said, each ingredient has its own signature. They have their own niche. So if you have things that 50 ingredients that all contain vitamin C but slightly different, it may not get very far because those slight differences appeal to each individual body cell. And it's like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And now I have a little bit of all 50. But how far is it going to go? They each have their own niche. They're not going to be able to go far because in this 1 to 2 tablespoons of 50 ingredients, you're going to have a pinch of each of those ingredients. That's like 50 lint rollers with just one little piece, and they may or may not overlap. So you may be taking these lint rollers over the same area, and you get this one little patch really, really clean, really, really clean. But you're not getting the rest of the room clean at all. Whereas maybe I didn't get that little patch quite so clean because I'm only using 2 ingredients and not as diversified of the same nutrient. Like I am getting 2 types of vitamin C out of barley grass juice powder and spirulina instead of 50 out of my roommate's blend. But it has the longevity to go further through the body. I mean, think about the body. We've got the mouth, the throat, the esophagus, the stomach, and then miles of intestines. And once it gets through the intestine, absorbed through the liver, now it's got miles of cardiovascular system to get through and miles of nervous system, neural systems to get through. If you're only taking small amounts of all these different things, not everybody in the body is going to get a piece of the pie. There's not enough pie. It's just hit or miss whether or not you're going to get the benefit of all those ingredients throughout the entire body. There's just not enough of each ingredient. Whereas I might not be taking as large a variety, but I'm taking a larger quantity. So I'm able to fully saturate my entire body with 1 or 2 things. And then my roommate never cycles through her powders unless something's on sale. And it's always got to be something with like a bunch of different things. And I'll cycle through a few things. I have like a handful of really good things that I know are good. And if something's on sale, yes, I'll get it. But I tend to make sure that I get larger amounts of each quality ingredient because I want it to have the longevity to go through my entire body. So this has nothing to do with the human design digestive system. You can still tap into what I'm talking about and honor your human design digestion. And if you want to talk about that, you can contact me directly. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I know how people are. So with quality and quantity, what I have to say is do your best to get the highest quality ingredients, and then make sure that you are getting enough of each of them, and to see if you can get them on a daily basis. Because again, quality is very important, but so is quantity. You're not going to get the benefit of barley grass juice powder or spirulina powder by taking massive spoonfuls. Like if you ate an entire bag, who the heck would do that? If you ate an entire bag of spirulina in one sitting, it is not going to benefit you in the same way that taking a single teaspoon every day for 3 months straight. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get the same benefits. You're going to overwhelm the body. The body's not going to be able to store it. Plus, like, again, I mean, I'm laughing because I can think of the human design taste thing of doing the same thing every day, but still, there is a relationship that always gets built with food. And when you take something in regularly, you can you can build your house. I guess another way of me explaining this other part is, let's say you are building a house, okay? And you have been delivered a single large shipment of every single item that you need in that house. You spent all your money at once, and next to your dirt lot, you have a giant pile of construction equipment. And over the course of those days, you're putting together your house, and then suddenly there's a freak windstorm. And the pieces of your house, some of it is destroyed, so you're going to have to fix a little bit. But your pile of materials has just been devastated. And so you're like, oh, I can't even use those materials anymore. Versus if you give yourself a little bit every day, you're not going to be overwhelmed with having to find a way to store these things. And you'll be able to continue working on your house at a more even rate. There won't be any temptation for you to work overtime because there won't be a buildup of excess materials. There won't be this feeling I need to rush to put my house together before these materials rot sitting out in the sun. And that's another thing that people need to realize. When you eat food and it sits in your gut, it rots. It's not like eating food, all of a sudden we turn off the the natural biological processes and cycles. You eat food, and if your body isn't able to break it down before it naturally rots, it's going to rot. I've heard before that people say, oh, the longer food is in your gut, the longer you have time to absorb it. Uh-uh. Have you ever left food on the counter? It starts to rot over a certain amount of time. Same thing is going to happen in your stomach. Same thing is going to happen in your gut. So quality and quantity matters. Thank you.